to say first, but for this particular session. Okay.
First,
All right, good morning.
Rabbi, go ahead.
Okay. Good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here. Shiva Samanavshi here in Shlaim Care of Zoom. We're learning currently derech Hashem about the Nevuah, and we're finishing it up. And then on Yom Rishon, we'll be starting a Rabbeinu Yonah Shari Tshuva. You have a copy of that in the house, Lou? Shari Tshuva, Rabbeinu Yonah?
Yeah,
Classic should be there.
I'm sure I have a copy of that. Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. So we'll be finishing up now. So we left off with the paragraph. Yeah,
So we're on page 2 now.
I believe so. Yeah, right. In paragraph Chet, Shmona, I believe that we'll start with that, right? Amnon Sorach Lateda. Who would like to read? Any volunteers? Okay.
All right. Ha'amnam ve'amnam tarich sheteda shehani bin Avuos ha misnaviim yivchanu shtei habachanos. Okay, so it's however, it's required that he knows.
Right. I mean, it's just talking. He's talking to the reader. You, the reader, you should know. You, the reader, should know.
Oh, you should know that these prophecies of the prophet are chosen.
It's Shehine b'nevuos hanavios, in the prophecies of prophets. Yivchanu shtei habehinos. There are two aspects. There are two aspects to prophecy.
Aspects. Okay. Harishona ha'inyan v'ha'shniya ha'dvarim v'ha'malos. So the first one is the subject, and the second is the words that ascend.
And Hadvarim, like its content and its milim and its words.
Content. Okay, so the first is the subject, and the second is the content and the actual words.
Right.
Okay. V'zeh ki hinei yesh sheyasig hanavia anin me ha'aninim v'lo yogval lo bimalos. Okay, so this because we see that there is an achievement of prophecy
Yeah.
I don't know what this anin is.
Inyan.
Yeah, right. כי הנה יש להשיג הנביא עניין המעניינים. It could be that the prophet will understand the topic, will understand the topic or the content. He'll understand the content, right? Hasik, he'll have a perception of the content. Below yugbal lo b'milim, but it was not expressed to him in words, meaning that he had, say, a revelation, some vision, right? There were no words that went along with the description of it. It's like, for example, you can have a cartoon or a picture, and you can have a caption along with it, right? So the two separate aspects, right? There's the picture itself, cartoon itself, then it has a caption, right? So sometimes the prophecy will have a prophecy of a vision, a revelation, and it'll just be the vision itself without any words to go along with it. Sometimes he'll have, as we'll see, he'll have them both together.
I see. Okay. Ella Yagid Hanavi Malos Kirtsono Yesh She.
What's up? That's the end of the first point. Yeah, go ahead.
But the explanation of the prophecy in words is required.
Well, Kirtsono, as he chooses, as the Navi chooses, meaning the Navi will be left on his own to explain the revelation, the vision, in his own words.
Oh, if there are no words, then he has to fill them in.
Right. Hashem is Kadosh Baruch Hu, for whatever reasons, is not giving him a complete vision with words of that in some way add to the whole prophetic experience. It's just a vision, revelation, and then the prophet, on his own, he will be the one to give a either description or a commentary to what he experienced.
V'yesh she yisigo inyan mugval b'malos gam kain. And there is the achievement of the subject. What's mugval?
Mugdal is prescribed by words, meaning there'll be those prophecies that will be a vision, and it'll also be accompanied with words.
Okay, so in other words, it's a vision and it's words.
Right. Meaning it's not simply a vision or a concept they're aware of, but they're also given a specific, detailed commentary to the vision, to the prophecy.
Kigon vo o sihem shall Yeshayahu. For example, what is this word? Bivo o sehem?
In the prophecies, Binivuo Sehim, in the prophecies of Yeshayahu, Yirmiyahu.
In the prophecies of Yeshayahu, Yirmiyahu v'sha'ar hanavi'im. Yirmiyahu and Yeshayahu and the gates of the prophets.
Well, shar would be with an ayin. This is an aleph. Aleph makes it the rest, and the rest of the prophets.
And the rest, oh, shar, the rest. Let me let Me'er in. Okay, and the rest of the prophets. So in other words, for example, in the prophecies of all the prophets, Hanich Tavos Lidoros She Hine Nig Valo Milosehem.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
We're in the eighth paragraph there, towards like the middle of the 8th paragraph.
I have it, thank you.
Sorry, I didn't notice you coming in right away. I was reading.
It's okay.
So it's saying that this type of prophecy, which includes not only the content, like the vision and the actual prophetical experience, and also the accompanying with the words, right? Like the caption to it. That was the type of prophecy that Yirmiyahu and Yeshayahu and the other most of the prophets that we're familiar with, and the Ketuvim, the Doros, that were written down for future generations. That was the type of prophecy that they had, much more clear and detailed.
Okay. So what is this word nigbalo?
Hey, Nigbalu Milosehem Benavua, meaning the prophecy was circumscribed by words, meaning it's like you have, as I said, like if you have a picture and there's a caption underneath it, that focuses your attention in a specific way on how to relate to the picture, right?
Right.
So that's the type of prophecy that the most of the prophets that we're familiar with that are written in Tanakh, they had that particular higher level of prophecy. It wasn't simply just an experience which was left for the prophet to describe on his own. It was also circumscribed with the Kadosh Baruch Hu's uses of words in accompanying the actual prophetic experience.
Binavua liklul inyanim rabim ke'echad, and with prophecies. What is this word liklul?
Revealed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With prophecies where the subject is revealed, many are like one.
That l'chlal inyanim rabim ke'echad. It includes, meaning when the prophecy is circumscribed by with words, right? The words also have with them many different meanings as well.
And what is the ke'echad doing there?
Yeah, the l'chlol inyanim rabim ke'echad. They are included many different aspects simultaneously. Ke'echad, simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
V'gam b'zeh tishtana hamalitza kifi hachanas hanevia atmo udarchav v'gam yishtana litava lishono derech di boro. Okay, so also with this, I don't know this word tishtana.
That v'gam tishtana, meaning it also will vary, change. It also vary or will change with teva, the shono, with derech dibura. It will also change according to, right, the so it's the gambazeh tishtana hamalitza. It will also change, vary according to its expression, meaning the expression of the prophecy, right? How the prophecy is going to be communicated to other people, that's going to vary according to the preparation of the Navi himself and his behavior. And Gam Tishtana L'Teva L'Shono V'Derech Diburo. It will also vary according to the nature of his language and the way he expresses himself. Each prophet speaks differently than another prophet.
Right. Okay.
They use as an example the difference between the prophecy of Yeshayahu and Yirmiyah. Yeshayahu was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were both Kohanim, but Yeshayahu was from Yerushalayim and from the higher class, of the well off and highly educated people here in Yerushalayim, and Yirmiyahu was from the outlying villages and wasn't from more of the plain people. So that they reflected in their expression of the prophecy the way they were speaking. So therefore they actually, the Meforshim, the commentaries actually mentioned that there were three main prophets during the period leading up to and including the Churban. There was Yeshayahu, and he was prophesying primarily for the higher upper classes. There was Yirmiyah, who was prophesying for the general public. And I think Huldah, I'm not sure, Huldah, I think she was a prophetess specifically for the women. So each one could, no particular group could say they didn't have a prophet that could relate to them. So, and there were many more other prophets besides that. They were the major prophets. I think it was Huldah, I'm not sure. Okay.
Upamim rabos nitain le neviim la'asos me'asim im nevuasam kegon as oro shel Yirmiyahu. So many times there's a prophecy is given to do something with the prophecy. For
Okay.
example,
Meaning not to do something, meaning to do some type of an act, some type of act has to be done along with the prophecy.
this is to be done by the prophet or by the subject, the object of the prophet.
I think the prophet himself has to do it.
Okay. For example, Azoro is a warning.
He was Zorro showed you right. He was that's actually, it's used sometimes as warning, but it's like more like he was instructed.
So the instruction of Yirmiyahu
Right. Yirmiyahu was given certain instruction.
of things he had to do.
Right.
Okay. Mosros umotos ulevana shel yachzikal or
That's Yechezkel.
Yechezkel v'rabim ke'ela. So it's most rows is the additions.
Well, that he's giving you examples here, right? To go to Oizro Shel Yirmiyahu Uloi, and Ulo is a yoke, and I made a mistake here. Oizro is not an hazara of warning or instruction. Oizro, we say in the bracha in the morning, Ozer Yisrael B'Gevurah, Ozer, right? He girds Yisrael B'Gevurah, right? Oizro is like is to wear a like a belt. Ozroi is a belt. So Yirmiyah was told to wear a certain belt, and V'ulo he was told to put a yoke on himself. V'levena shel Yehezkel was told to take a brick, right? And I was actually, if you look there in the Psukim, was told to make a drawing of, I think, Yerushalayim on the brick. So these things were told with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the prophet to do along with his prophecy. What the necessity of these things are, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well, you can explain. The ramchal is going to explain why they had to do these things.
Ve'in yanim haya she'al yedei ha-ma'asim hahem hayu misorarim kechos machos ha-elyonim. So and this subject that is through the actions, those actions, they are Orarim is to wake up.
To arouse, exactly. Very good. Right, to arouse.
Arouse. They are to arouse with this. What is machos?
Kochos is orim kochos mikochos elyonim. These acts are done. I mean, the prophet is told to do these different acts as a means of arousing forces from the forces of up above.
From the forces up above. Ma she haya taraf lefi
Mitzdaref.
mitztaref.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Mitzdaref. It's a longer.
Mitztarech.
Right.
Lefi amitas ha'inyan she'alav haisa hanevuah b'chol b'chinosav. And what that it is mitztarcha is to tear.
Mitzdarech is that it was required, meaning these things were required to be done in order to arouse the forces from the forces above. What is required that the mitasin according to the truth of the matter. In order to bring more clarity to the truth of the matter, these acts were needed to be done.
Okay, so in order to bring the truth of the matter, it is upon the prophet in all his choices.
That the prophecy should be precise in all of its aspects. These acts were done in order to stimulate these upper spiritual forces, in order that the prophecy should reach its maximum clarity.
Uma'az hayu mazdi manim unefakdim lehotzi hadavar lepoal bizman haroi lo. And from this, it is what is mizdamim? Mizdamim?
It'll occur, right?
That it will occur beneath Hakim.
Right, that it was that it would occur, and it'll occur and be properly prepared lahotzi davar lefoil to bring the thing into reality.
To bring the thing into reality in a proper time for him.
Right, in its proper time, right. That's right.
In its proper time.
Right.
Okay. Od tarich sheteda. Also, it is necessary for him to know ki hine toar nevia be'emes. That it is necessary for the prophecy to be true.
Furthermore, you should know, we have to realize that the in a Torah Navi be'emes b'diktuk, like the status of being a true actual prophet, right? The status of being a true actual prophet,
and the specifics do not yaos ella lemi shekavar ha-sig hanevua al borei
Beruria.
beruria venis barer lo. So specifically, what is yaos?
It will not be, meaning in order that a person should be considered to be in the status of being a true actual prophet, it won't be it won't be except for a person shekvar that already
achieved prophecy from Hashem, and it was clear to him.
the shekvar hasig nevuos al borei, that he already achieved prophecy in its full capacity.
So you can never have it the first prophecy of a person.
Well, we said that there are levels, and there are levels which are not full prophecies. There are lesser levels of prophetic experiences, but they're not full prophecies.
Got it. Okay. Hayoso misnava mimenu yisparach. And there are prophecies among us from Hashem.
That Yisbar lo hayasoi misnabe mimeno yisbar. It's clear to him that the prophecy is coming directly from a Kadosh Baruch Hu, right? There's no doubt that the experience he's getting is a direct experience brought to him by a Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Ukamo she zachranu zichrano
As we've already mentioned.
As we've already mentioned above.
Right.
Umi she hagia lezer lo yashar lo safek b'nevu aso klal. And the one who is telling this, there is nothing else to him that is doubtful about this prophecy at all.
Right. He has no doubts that this is a true actual prophecy emanating from a Kadosh Baruch Hu directly to him.
Velo tipol bo taos b'nevi aso. And what is this tipol?
Below yipo both toes in the glow, so they won't fall literally to fall. They won't fall into his prophecy any mistake, any error.
Error. I see.
I once met somebody. They said Hashem talks to them.
Yeah. So you
So I was tempted to ask them, what does he say?
Yeah. Well, Hashem talks to all of us, but not necessarily is it a voice that we hear.
That's right. We should, yeah.
I'll tell you what Hashem says to me.
Okay,
Bad
go
boy.
ahead. Yeah. All right, you know what you have to do. That's good.
Lou, that's not what he says. He says bad actions.
Ah, right. He says you're a good guy, Lou, with those actions. We need
That's
work.
right. You're too good for this stuff.
Amnam
Yeah.
al derech harichba. You
Meaning that's an expression. Amnan al derech harachba, meaning in a general sense, generally speaking.
Generally. Yitoar bitoar zeh gam mi sheyit sheyaschil behashgos
Bahasagos.
behasagos. What is hasagos?
Hasagos are let me see. Hasagas in this case, hasagas are concepts.
Okay. So what is yis or?
Yisor is the status, meaning, he's saying in general, Yisor b'Torah zeh, the status of having the title of being a prophet, the status of having a title of being a prophet, right? It's also possible for a person, right? It's also for a person to have the status of being a prophet in the following case as well. Up until now, we've been talking about the highest level of prophet, which is he's receiving a full absolute prophecy from the Kadosh Baruch Hu, unmistakably so. But there are others that are on a lower level. They also can have a status of being a prophet as well.
The initial concepts of his prophecy, Vahagialo Gilui Chutz Ligeder Ha Nose. So the initial concept of his prophecy that are told to him are revealed except for the fence. I don't know what this word ha no say is.
And no sheet, right? It's what is it? It's a person can have the beginning of prophetic experience, and it'll come to him a revelation. It'll be beyond the realm of human experience. Geder is the realm. Anushi is human, and it's chutz legeder anushi. It's beyond the realm of human experience. Meaning the
So he gets
person. Go ahead.
So he gets a prophecy that's beyond beyond his ability to understand it?
No, it's beyond the realm of normal human experience. Meaning, it may not be a full absolute prophecy, but on the other hand, you can't say that it's part of normal human experience. All right, it's not something which he's sensing through his senses, as that was the beginning of the whole chapter here. The whole chapter was beginning with the explanation that people usually are sensing through their senses, and basically their interaction with the physical world is through what they sense with their senses. And a prophetical experience is something which is beyond completely full sense experience. That's to such extent that we explained at the very beginning, the actual physical body, the intelligence of the person has to be separated completely from the physical body. And it's even that his own intelligence is now coming completely under the control of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. And that's the true prophetic experience that a prophet undergoes. However, we're being taught now that there are those that will, even though they are not experiencing the full, absolute, true, unmistakable prophetic experience, there are those that will have types of revelations which are beyond the realm of human experience. They can't be said to be included in what you would have a physical, sensual experience. Meaning, even dreams usually are involved with our senses, and most particularly the sense of vision. Usually have a vision of the dream that you're having. Sometimes there may be sounds, there might even be smells, even sometimes maybe tactile sensations also in a dream, right? Emotions, the person will feel to have emotions in a dream, right? And but they're all, again, the intelligence of the person that's observing the dream, experiencing the dream, is experiencing the dream through the medium of sense experience. But a prophetic experience, even on a very low level, is something which is completely beyond human experience. It's not connected with sense experience whatsoever. It's a completely different type of it's even higher than what you could call, say, an intellectual experience. It's much higher than that. It's a whole different realm, and it's not going to be necessary on the full realm of absolute true prophecy, which is left to those on the highest level. But it could be even that people who are not on the highest level of actual being known and experienced as prophets, they can still have some type of a revelation as well. Continues.
V'olam mi shelo hasig ella hashgos ella.
Right? It could be, however, that it will not be without some type of clarity, and it could be therefore Ela Hasagos Ela. It could be that he's not going to really achieve, right, the full revelation. He won't have a full understanding of the true revelation. Eno Adayan, right?
It's still not bitoch be'anino, but be'inyano, and it's still not within the subject.
Well, Eno Adayan Betuach Bi'inyan, he cannot be secure in its message, in its content. He cannot be secure in its content.
In its content, the efshar lo Shei kashel ukain nivi'ei achav. And it's possible for him. What is sheyikashel?
Yeah, it's possible there since that he could stumble, he could err, could have error.
That he could stumble, like the prophecy of Achav,
Right, the prophets of Achav, right? They were the false prophets.
like
They
the
became
false prophets of Achav.
Right, since they weren't on the full level of true prophecy, they were misled by the visions that they saw, misinterpreted them, and they turned out to be false prophets. Okay, I guess that's a good spot to stop.
So in other words, they were not necessarily knowledgeable that they were false.
Well, they believed in what they saw, but nevertheless, they should have understood that they weren't on the true level. And since they weren't on the true level, what they really should have done is conferred with those on a higher level of prophecy than them to really understand what they were experiencing. But since they took it on their own, so they erred, and they failed in what they were experiencing.
Interesting. And they were desirable to Yisabel because they interpreted the way she wanted them to.
Could be. I mean, again, I'd have to go through the all the Prakim and Tanakh with the portion to really make a true judgment on that. I don't want to say just off the cuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's a you have to you have to really understand what's going on there. Okay, very good. All right, Mitzvah Shem, let's take a little break.